Hi everybody, how are you? It's Jill Lancet. Crikey, I hope you're well. Look, I don't know if you remember World Card Making Day. I mean, it's a big deal to us card makers, but yeah, so many things have happened, that you may have forgotten. I didn't. I did not forget. I kept all of the bits and pieces, the extra little bits and pieces, and I've added to them, and we're going to make a card tonight using leftover bits and pieces. So, including a retired embossing folder, I'm using the Time Worn Type 3D embossing folder. Use whatever you've got. Use whatever you have, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is to emboss a piece of basic white, and this is in matte 2. Now, if you do not have these matte templates, why don't you? They're free. Email me, tilly2145@gmail.com. Email me, ask me for these, and I will send you this PDF, and you will have them too. And they are for metric and for US letter size, not just inches, but US letter size inches, okay? So you need to request tilly2145@gmail.com. This one is matte 2 in the basic white. Matte 2 in Australia is 9.5 by 13.85 centimeters. If you're in the US, it is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. Okay, now while I'm on the job, I've got a piece of cherry cobbler that is matte 7, which is 7 by 11.3 centimeters, or 2.5 by 3 3/4. Get yourself one of these. They're free, no strings attached. Okay, so whatever embossing folder you want, you could use the bricks. You could use that beautiful damask folder. I just felt like giving some of my retired stuff a bit of love. Now, I paid good money for this. If you've got it, you've paid good money for it. You don't want it to sort of disappear. Trust me, I'm a bit of a hoarder. I keep stuff forever and a day. So I'm just going to emboss the basic white piece. I'm just popping it in there. Now, you want this relatively straight because it does have some writing on it. I'm going to run that through my machine. Just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, people. I'll be back. Just talk amongst yourselves. I could have done it, but I just wanted to show you how I made this card. Hang on. We're going to do the same thing with the cherry cobbler piece. I tossed up whether to leave it plain, but I think I like it embossed. So here is the basic white piece, already embossed. Look, all you want is something with a bit of texture on it. That's perfect. Yeah, if you've bought it, you've paid for it. Stampin' Up quality is quite renowned. So why wouldn't you keep it? Why wouldn't you keep it and keep using it and keep using it? It is very, very good quality. The stamps, the embossing folders, all the rest of it. Give me a sec and I'll have this one done. Okay, now I can pop that away, and I'm going to show you a product that I've had for years. It's still available. I checked. I will put the details in the description below. Now, this is the one I have. I have had it for years. Metallic gilding wax. Now, if you didn't have this, you could just run your your embossing ink over the surface and maybe gold emboss that. I just wanted something really, really subtle. So I'm pulling this out. Look, there's 10 mils in there. I guarantee I've used, well, not 10 mils. Now, I think I might just, let me see. I might just do the white, and I'm going to use my my laminated sheet. I'm just going to pop that on there. Now, some of this has gone a bit hard. So that's how long I've had it, guys. So I'm just going to, it's on my finger, and I'm just lightly rubbing that across the surface, and it hopefully it will catch the raised areas. And it doesn't matter if it rubs onto the other areas as well. It really doesn't. But I'm just using my finger, and that is the best tool to use this. And we don't need it all over because we're going to put the red in there in the middle. And it just gives a lovely soft golden luster to this. Just bear with me. Now, I don't know what it's made out of. It says wax, but I really don't know. It doesn't say what it is. But look, if you've been crafting for a while, chances are you've probably already got some of this. If not, there's alternatives. So I'm just giving this a really nice, I just felt the white was a bit too stark for what I wanted to do today. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? I still think we need a little bit more on here. Oh yeah, that looks better. So experiment with this stuff, guys. If you've got it, yeah, pull it out. Now, I think mine went a little bit hard, and I think I just put a drop of baby oil. Yeah, I think I put just a little drop of baby oil in that. So, yeah. Metallic gilding wax. This is golden light, or a light gold colour. I did see some, just do a Google search for metallic gilding wax. So there's that. Look at that. It's got a very, very subtle gold sheen to it. Crikey, I hope you can see that. I hope you can. Now I'm going to just wipe. This is why I used my laminated sheet, because I can just wipe that. Just wipe that clean. So that's handy in more ways than one. Okay, so I think I'll just keep the red red. I don't think I'll put any of the gilding wax on that. So now getting to the point. I got these years ago, and they're quite cheap. They're very thin. They're KRAFT, and they were already cards in envelopes. Look, if you've been around the traps as long as I have, you've probably got one of everything, but I felt that was a little bit too thin. So I'm going to use that. I wanted this rustic, this look of the KRAFT, but yeah, I think it needs a little bit of extra support. So I'm going to glue this straight on here, and it is quite embossed. So you do want to make sure you've got enough glue, because it's quite raised in some areas. Now, this particular one has text on it, so make sure you put it on the right way, okay? Now, you know, people have made comments about me using retired products. I always tell you if the product is retired. I paid money for them. Chances are you have them in your stash as well. And if you're not using them, they're sitting there and it's money wasted. So go through your stash, see what you can use. Look at that. We've just turned a plain piece of basic white into a very interesting Christmassy background. Even though that is not Christmassy, we've added this gold metallic gilding wax, and suddenly that's festive. So I'm going to raise this up onto dimensionals. So with the wax on that, you know, you might need to actually pop a bit of your liquid glue onto the dimensionals. Okay, so we might do that. And I don't like saggy cards. So, you know, some people think that's too many. Not for me, it's not. So let's get these off here, and I will put a little drop of glue on each of them and just make sure that that is secured. Now this is going to be a very plain card in some respects, but I'm testing out the minimalist approach. Oops, some more dimensionals. Yeah, I'm testing out the minimal approach. I'm not very good at it. So now again, this has got text on it, so yep, that's the right way. Now I just want to pop that, center that up just as best I can. Look at that. So we've got this gorgeous gold and white border. Now, the stuff that I had left over on my desk, the first Christmas card I made in my series of videos, crikey, quite a few weeks ago, I used these little punches from the A Little Cheer bundle. And there's a Christmas tree, what do you call this thing? A stocking, and of course the star. So I cut them out in 3 different colours. And I also have in my stash, and I did this ages ago, I got the die that is called the mini alphabet die, and any scraps of coloured cardstock I had, I just cut out alphabet pieces, and I've put them in this little plastic container. It's got little compartments in it. I've just labelled them with the letters that are in there. It just makes it so much easier to find when you've only got a couple of letters to look through. So this paper that I have is, crikey, it's a couple of years old, and I'd already cut them out. So I've got my little mini shapes, and I've got these circles that were on one of the cards that we did for World Card Making Day. And you got 2 cards and you had to pop these little circles out. Well, I kept them. I keep everything. I keep telling you, I keep everything. So I'm going to take 3 of these little circles. I have my, and I actually put some double-sided adhesive on the back of these sheets before I cut them out. Now you could just use plain gold foil. These I had in my stash. It is a paper that we had a while ago, and yep, I was looking for something Christmassy, and bada bing, I found that, and there's my little star. So I'm just going to take the back off these and I think I need some tweezers. Just bear with me, guys. I'm just going to centre that up. Now, look, that just fits. That mini alphabet just fits inside this circle. How good is that? Of course, I could have put an O. I had an O, but I was like, hang on, if I'm using like stuff from my stash, I've got this gorgeous little star in cherry cobbler, already in cherry cobbler. So there's my J, and I just need a drop of glue on my little star, and that's going in the center to make my O. How cute is that? We've got all sorts of things happening on this card. And I'm actually going to pop those up. So this is going to have quite a bit of dimension on this card. So let's pop these up. Just one on the back of each of these. That should be plenty. And I will also pop a bit of glue, because this is also embossed, guys. So let's just have a look. We'll pop the O on first, because if you can get the center one lined up, you can arrange the others however you want them. Let me have a look. Oh, well, there we go. That was brilliant, wasn't it? Luckily, this stuff dries clear. Look, do I have to say it? No, I don't have to say it. It's a Jill Lancet video. All right, there we go, look. I'm just going to pop that on there like that. Oh, there we go. That will dry clear. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to lose any sleep over that. So now I can just line these up just like that. Hopefully they're in a straight line. And the good thing is you could use your T-rule up against a straight edge just to line those up. And that is a very, very, very simple card. Using leftovers that I had just hanging around. So for the inside of the card, I have another piece of basic white, and I'm just going to stamp, where's the stamp? Here it is. Stop looking. I found it. The beautiful piece on Earth from the Peaceful Garden suite of products. All of the details will be below. I'm just going to pop that right in the center. I hope that's straight. Looks pretty straight. And this is even the bit of packaging out of the card kit that we made, the beautiful handmade and heartfelt kit. Yeah, look at that. How beautiful is that? That is going on the inside of the card. Bit of liquid glue. Guys, that is a very, very, very quick card. I don't think that message is straight on the front of that card, but you know what? A blind man would like to see that. So just remember that when you're really stressing about stuff like that. Just think, at the end of the day, in 5 years, will that even matter? Will anybody even remember that that was not 100% lined up? What do you think? 20 minutes. I mean, you could just use straight out gold foil paper for that. I really should have moved that over a little bit, but you know, I have said on the odd occasion that I do have a wonky eye. Beautiful. I love the additive of the KRAFT. I love the KRAFT, especially against or with red. And those little circles, I've managed to use them and get rid of some of my stash at the same time. Guys, please let me know what you think about that. I think that's cute. I've got enough circles in there and enough letters and enough little stars and Christmas trees. You know, I could have put a Christmas tree in there if you wanted to make these the shaded spruce or the wild wheat that the other bits and pieces are. Yeah, use them up. Use up those scraps and all those little bits and pieces. I think that's cute. You could probably put a few sequins around there if you wanted to, but I'm not. I'm going to leave that like that. Simple, rustic. Get the kids involved. Yeah. Let me know what you think. Guys, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this. There are people out there that are, you know, stuck for ideas to make Christmas cards. This is a very, very simple one. If you're looking for this, just do a Google search, metallic gilding wax, any brand, and you could just punch out circles of any designer series paper or plain paper. The sky is the limit with this little card. I just think it's cute, and sitting on the mantelpiece, that gold is going to catch everybody's eye. Thanks for sharing a bit of time with me again tonight. Please, guys, stay safe. Be kind. You know what? I bought some tissues the other day, and it actually says on there, to be kind is more important than to be right. Many times what people need is not a brilliant mind that speaks, but a special heart that listens. How appropriate is that? And yeah, words to live by, I reckon. Thank you. Hooray. And I'll see you all soon. Bye. Bye for now.